Welcome to Mama Muzzy Tarot. If you're seeing me, might be here for a reason. If you continue watching, I'll give you some time to scroll away. If you continue watching, that means you allow me in your energy to let my guides mess around a little bit, catch a vibe, see what it is you need to know. So we've got imagination. Imagination coming up. Imagination is a card of a little bit of expansive thought. Oh, and then we've got the Seven of Ducklings and the Listener came out together, and they flew very nicely. So 100% I'm going to tell you right now, don't take any of these little interactions that you have for granted. Pay attention to the small ones, ones that you might put off, put away. I don't need that information. Just listen. Just listen. Whatever information you need, that's why imagination came out, and I didn't have shit to say about it. It's lessons for me too sometimes, is that you need to kind of expand your thinking a little bit and listen to the messages you're getting, whether they make sense to you or not. They may not make sense now, but they will make sense later. Okay, so we had Adversary come out with Childhood Rival, Face Up. And then we've got, Next Dimension and Medusa. So it might be that you had been alienated for a long time. It's crazy how these came out. I just got that. You had been alienated for a long time as a child. And it was by people who kind of treated you like you were weird or crazy for something that you had very specific interests in, that you've kind of hyper-focused on. I wouldn't say hyper-fixated because Aries didn't come out, but, well, this isn't even that deck. So that you hyper-focused on this thing, this passion that you had for something. Oh, God. And it made you lose that passion. Oh, no. It kind of like made you push it away so much so that you would like hide it. But I think you did learn lessons here, because I've got some other decks face up. I've got the Alleyway Tarot. And we had Ophiuchus face up with the Ace of Skulls. So 100% that taught you how to be, it like taught you how to be in this poison, in this venom, and how to handle it and deal with it, and deal with the dragging down weight of knowing that you're not really necessarily doing something that you love, and that realization later that you chose to kind of push it away because of other people and because of fear and stuff like that. But it's time for you to go back to that, I think. With this Ophiuchus here, you've learned everything you need to learn, and now it's time for you to stand up and start creating what you want to create. And that includes yourself. That includes yourself 100%. Oh my God, Sagittarius. This is just straight up pride in who you are and finding out who that is, self-exploration and preparation for that as well. God, it's going to be, I didn't want to read from this deck, but it's lining up so well. A lot of burdens, a lot of, oh, fuck, this sucks. Oh, fuck, this sucks even more. But there's rallying here. There is a focus on a dream, okay? Realization that your dream, sometimes while your dream may be a dream, you need to ground in the energy that that thing is still just a thing, and there's a lot of things inside of you that you need to work out, a lot of emotions that you need to process and get through. Because we've got the Three of Swords here that I just looked at with the Garbage Pail Kids. Oh, God. And then we had Strength underneath that with the Garbage Pail Kids as well. So this is, you've tackled this. This is, and not necessarily that you've taken the pain away, but you've gotten out of the hardest part. Now is the time for you to listen to everything. There's going to be a message, I think, especially with your imagination. It doesn't say intuition, but I think it kind of, you're going to hear something that gets it gets that passion back up. Now, this whole reading, I think, is to tell you that while you couldn't do it then, it taught you how to you had to still learn how to be happy and kind of find joy in life without that. That time is over. That time is done. Now it's time for you to 3:54 on the clock when I look. Now is the time for you to get back to what it is that makes you passionate, but not just right back to what it was. This was all lead up for something else, because we have the laser. I just saw the back of the laser blaster. Jackalope Creation and the laser blaster. So these are all little things, little day-to-day little things that you had to learn how to do without that passion, without that fire inside, because you were kind of tempering it, transmuting it in certain ways so it still could be released, but not in the way that it was originally at its strongest, at its finest concentration. The Jackalope here that taught you like the day-to-day things that you had to deal with and kind of just go with the flow, and yep, that's fucking cool, and find your little passions as you could, right? Now is the time. This and the Laser Blaster is a card of play the way you practice the way you play. This is not the time for games anymore. Now is the time for actual creation. If somebody says something with this imagination card, if somebody says something that gets that passion flowing, it's not a game, okay? It's not, I'm just gonna sit and think about it, and then I'll just, maybe I'll do something about it. No, jump on that horse. Pony. now is the time. So how can you, I want to know what signs you need to look for, what indications that you're on the right track, that you're in the right direction, that you are maintaining that groundedness and exercising your imagination. Because kids, so you have kids on bikes. It's just lose the weight behind it. Just have fun. Let it be that passion. Let it be something that you feel and take that immediate action on. And I get the feeling for some of you, it's when you notice that thing, go. For others of you, it's you're going to see that thing and you're not going to be able to go. But that's going to be a little bit of a blessing for you because it gives you time to sit and let it marinate, right? But again, all the trust of your intuition. Listen to the still small voice within. All the trust of your intuition, okay? Behind that, oh my God, behind that, you are worthy. Dare to dream. And I just shuffle these and set these bottom up. Relax. Don't put so much weight on it, okay? The reason I think that it was so easy for you to be so passionate is because there was no weight in your life at that point, necessarily. No overbearing weight, anyway. So we have the echoing and the barn owl. So, and Rome. Oh my God. So the barn owl is a card of efficiency. 638 might be significant. The barn owl is a card of efficiency. The barn owl is made to be the barn owl. It's slow because it's quiet as fuck. If it was fast, trying to keep up with everything else, it wouldn't be quiet and it would kind of lose out, right? It would lose the majesty of being the owl. Creepy fuckers. You need to lose this echo of worrying about efficiency and, dude, this is what you were made to do, okay? The reason that these came out together and the way that I'm reading them, this worry about efficiency being the focus is efficiency itself being the focus. Now needs to be an echo. What needs to come out from behind that is your passion, you doing what you were made to do, okay? What you were born to do. Rome, exploration. Expanding out from where you were before. Eels don't belong on umbrellas, right? But he's up there. Okay. Blue, another card of dreaming. You have so many cards of dreaming and opening up expanding your imagination again and letting your passion flow out that way. So pause. Usually when cards flip, like in my hand, I feel it. It means it's something that needs to be not necessarily focused on, but considered. Something that needs to be still in that back burner in the background. Don't be afraid to pause if you're not sure. If you need to examine your intuition a little bit more, go ahead and do that. The main thing is you want to keep the passion behind it, okay? How do you have passion behind pausing? Knowing that the pause is for a reason. Knowing that the pause is a gift. Everything that you are given, technically, kind of, is a gift. Legislation. Legislation is a card of doing things differently outside of the bounds of society and possibly you have set for yourself. I'm talking like manners, rules, what you can't fucking stuff. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't want to pinpoint any one thing because there's just so many things. It's like that man is driving that large truck because he has a small dick and it's just like that he likes to be high up off the ground and feel good, right? It's making those snap judgments like that. That would kind of be considered what I'm talking about when I talk about laws of society and for yourself and stuff like that. Morals a little bit, not too much though. So the stew pot, again, it didn't come out. And this is another card of pause and rest. It didn't come out, but it flipped in my hand. So don't be chaotic with this action. Make sure that the action that you take, if you're taking that if you're making that snap decision, that it comes from a place of intuition and it comes from a place of, I want to do this. Not, I want to do this because I'm not doing anything else and I'm kind of bored and I want to create a little chaos or drama or whatever. This is where knowing yourself really comes into play. So don't be afraid to take those pauses and really assess why you want that thing. If that's your ego talking that you want this thing, to prove that you're right or to prove that you're good or to prove that you're on the right track, just to make yourself feel better through a little bit of discomfort and unsurety. Or if it's actually your intuition saying, yes, this is for me. This is the way I need to go. And the difference is that the emotion that you feel, the intuition is kind of settled and grounded and almost unshakable. Ego is flittery and loud and up and down, and it's just strange. But, oh boy. So we just had guilt and the pondering senator come out. And I said take a pause, so I'm going to take a pause here while I do some shuffling. Because the Pondering Senator is a card of being very confused in a game. Because if you look at the card, you can see that there's all kinds of numbers and signs and all kinds of shit all over this card. And you're like, what the fuck does this mean? This is a different language. It is. But you're going to learn that language. The thing is this guilt. I want to know why you're feeling guilty. Or what this guilt might have to do. Oh, okay. And it feels like it's guilt that, why didn't I do this sooner? It might be that you encounter this before, and that might have been actually, for some of you, holding you back from actually dipping yourself in this world and kind of getting into it. Is that guilt of, well, I didn't do it before. And that kind of leads a little bit into insecurity and then embarrassment for the ego when you're like, I could have been so much better at this, and now I got to be the bottom man on the totem pole. And this, I have another reading once you get into this, if you can find it. Keep an eye out for it. If you need it, it'll show up for you, I'm sure. Triangle Agency. So, Triangle Agency is a card of kind of figuring out what is monstrous about you, what you would term monstrous, and why you would do so. And I do think this ties into the guilt card here, but with the fact that the Pondering Senator would be in the middle, I'm wondering if it's new to you to accept that this was, I almost want to say was a part of you. Like it's a whole new world again. And I'm really getting the visual of like playing a game and then stepping away for like 10 years and then coming back to the game and you're like, what the fuck is a rank system? When you started playing Counter-Strike Source. And then you started to try to play Counter-Strike Go. That's bad. An example though, it's like getting back into it and you're like, fuck it, why did I fucking stop? And that guilt kind of a little bit, it fucks with your ego a little bit. You'll have that egoic response to guilt, especially when you logically know that this is not necessarily a situation you should feel guilty for. You're just kind of letting your emotions run amok here. Once you can learn to speak the language of your, there it is. Once you can learn to speak the language of your emotions, you can really get down to analyzing what made you push this thing away, and then kind of accept it a little bit within yourself. That, yeah, you were a little scared and you shut down a part of yourself, and you might see people that did not do that, and it kind of gives you this, fuck, am I a bitch? But you have to think that nobody had the same scenario as you know what I mean? Not everybody had the exact same situation. Not everybody had the exact same start, all right? And I usually don't blame anybody that's doing all they can to survive and keep their psyche as intact as much as possible. But now is the time to get back to childhood, and everything has to be so sinister and so creepy dude behind it, you know what I mean? Nefarious. Okay. This is leading to your, I want to say awakening, just because of the way that card looks. I know the bottom of it says polish your crown, but I don't get like a royalty or crown egoic feeling from it. I get like an opening, just a blossoming from it, right? A kind of a lining. And then I just saw 4-4 on top of the card. Hold on. I'm back. Sorry. So where was I? An awakening. This is more like an awakening for you. An understanding. But Wander Home and Tether or Grounded came out. Sorry, 0550. Wander Home came out in reverse. That's crazy. I don't know that I've ever noticed this. Hold on. I looked it up because I wasn't sure. I didn't remember ever reading for a reversal, and this card doesn't have a reversal. This is just taking things day to day and making sure you stay grounded. Oh boy. And then we've got a lot of owl imagery. Owls also might be significant. We had sagesse at the bottom of the deck, which is just knowledge. And then you had protective. I tried not to look, but at your right eye, you had protective underneath that. So it's like you're going to be learning a lot about yourself. But more than that, you're going to be gaining the wisdom that you could have provided your inner child. And I think beyond that, there is going to be a lot of inner child healing. And forgiveness of that guilt. Yeah, a new world. So we had New Ether come out. Okay, so, but don't stick too long with this one thing. So what I'm getting is that, because we just had the vow and then Torn come out, and the vow is don't make any big sweeping promises, and Torn is being torn between two decisions. That Natalie Imbruglia sign language guy, torn, might be significant here. Give you a little chuckle at least. So don't take things too seriously, while at the same time making sure you're Gratitudinous is not a word. Grateful every single day, okay? In the day-to-day that you do, recognize how your passion does kind of affect and bleed into everything and how it can change it a little bit. But don't get stuck on one thing. Don't just be like, see, this is my one thing. And then, no, it has to be my one thing, even though this other thing really catches my attention. It has to be this one thing, super focused. Go with the flow. Be chill. Nothing else comes out. We are going to check bottom of the deck energy, okay? Oh, the Gambler. God, now is the time. Now is the time. Such an auspicious card. It's taking that risk. And because you know that it's going to fucking pay off. Because it's going to pay off. The Unspoken. So, and now is at the very least time to talk to people. There's something that you've been holding back, something that has to tie in with all of this, that passion that you hid. It has to tie in with your community and the people that heal you, the people that you care about, and the people that care about you around you. So I would take time, 100% be proud in who you are and proud about this discussion, though. But this discussion needs to be had. I don't know why. I don't know why in your community. Okay. So we had the Giants. Alice is missing and the symbol come out. It's like you've pretended this whole time to be so fucking nothing's wrong, everything's great, this is fine. But there's always been this thing wrong, this thing that you were missing. And it's not, I don't feel the heaviness that I usually do from this card. It's like something was always not necessarily off about you, but just kind of subdued. And they're going to notice the difference. And I think they're probably going to say something. So just go ahead and talk. Be honest. Go with the flow and open up. Open up, open up, open up. Okay? Be proud of who you are. Hope this helped. Love you.